Welcome to this week's edition of Indigo Living's On the Couch series. It's a series that celebrates female entrepreneurs across the region. Small businesses, big businesses, philanthropists, we want to share their stories of how they got to where they are today. And we hope it inspires you as much as it inspires me. Today, I have my friend on the couch. She is, a mom, a business owner, and I'm adding to this title, an author as well. A book that is inspiring children how to be compassionate, to love, kindness, and so much more. Not to mention a best-selling book as well. It just hit the shelves and we can't keep up with the message that it's sharing. Please welcome Beverly Jatwani.
Thank you, Rosemin, for having me here. I'm delighted to be sitting on this couch with you.
I am so happy you're here. Your CV is very long, and now we're adding best-selling author to this list, which I love. Let's start with your journey, because you are known in this region for having made an incredible impact in the educational sector with your nursery.
Yes, so Lucy, my friend and business partner, we started the nursery 10 years ago, and we wanted to create a place where children could roam freely, connect with nature, and just be passionate about the environment and about giving back.
You guys are both moms of 3 children. Yours are a little bit older. How did you discover the gap in the market? What was that aha moment where you both, as mothers, came together and said, there is room in the market for something a little bit different?
I think there was no aha moment, to be honest with you. We both sent our children to wonderful nurseries in Dubai, but I think we were quite traditional in our approach to early years. So Lucy, being the professional with education, said, why don't we, experiment with something to do with children? But we didn't know at that point of time it was going to be a nursery. We thought it could be a play area or something else. And then we decided to embark on this journey of an eco-friendly nursery.
And where was the inspiration from?
Yeah, so when Lucy and myself decided to start on this nursery and embark on this journey together, we decided that we wanted something which was more holistic and something that we could connect the child with their innate sense of passion towards Mother Earth. So we decided to start an eco-friendly nursery where children would not only be connected with nature, but also we were going to create children that would be socially responsible, because we decided to tie up each child with a partner in Harmony House, which is the charity that Lucy started back in India.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so every child in the nursery is paired with a partner back
almost
in
like
Harmony
a pen pal.
House.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and our children do Zoom sessions together, whether it's Christmas or Diwali or Eid, we send cards, there are presents that go back and forth. It's a collaborative, effort of Harmony House and Homegrown.
And I want to talk about the tuition model as well, because I found that really interesting.
Yeah, so when you enroll your child at Homegrown, you are supporting a child back in Harmony House. And part of that fees goes towards supporting, the child with vocational training, food, medical facilities, and education. So it's an amazing partnership that we've created.
And the bond that students have. And in 10 years, I can imagine they've actually finished a whole cycle of school.
Absolutely. And I think that's, another way to make your child socially responsible, and because we're not just creating environmentally conscious children, we want a holistic child. So I think that's wonderful.
I love that, and it's really set a mark in the educational system here in the UAE. So very proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
But let's talk about the next stage in life, because so many female entrepreneurs or just career women that I get a chance to interview, they have this amazing path. So for you, I know you had a really successful career at Emirates. You took the leap to start a nursery. You have 3 kids in the entire mix. And now you're starting something that I believe that you're truly passionate about.
Yes, you're talking about the
books. Yeah, so this is called the Together series. There's 7.
There are 7 books. So
I'm going to just highlight them. So it's love, courage, compassion, respect, kindness, integrity, and gratitude. We are right now. I have the latest book, actually.
Yeah, so this is book 1.
Okay.
Which is about love. And yeah, my intention was never to really publish the books. I always wanted to write. That's something that I wanted to do, but I never thought I'd actually write a children's book. But Pedro the Puerto Rican Parrot, which is book 1, is a book that's extremely close to my heart because Pedro is actually the mascot of Homegrown Nursery.
Oh, no way.
So when we decided to open the nursery 10 years ago, we were looking for a mascot that could reflect, you know, the ethos of the nursery. And we stumbled upon actually this green, loud, squawky parrot. And we decided to christen him Pedro.
Okay.
Because
nice.
He's from Puerto Rico.
Nice.
And at the time when we started the nursery, there were only about 46 of them, you know, between captivity and in the wild. So, you know, they are critically endangered. But I think over the last 10 years, the numbers have grown and they have reached the hundreds. So
Pedro he's the inspiration.
He is. He completely is. I really wanted to create a narrative about him because all the children at the nursery before the book even came out knew about Pedro, you know, because our lesson plans and everything was about Pedro. Really? We'd use him. So they totally resonated with him. And I, you know, just hearing Pedro's name ricochet through the walls of the nursery wanted me to create a narrative about him. And I knew that this would have to be about love.
So the first book is on love. The second book, which is out now, on courage. How do you even start? Like, that is the biggest question, because I think a lot of people are watching this going, well, she's successful, it's published. How does it go from an idea, from pen to paper or that laptop? How do you?
So like I said,
what's the process? What's the process?
So initially I started to write, you know, we were on an extended holiday in Bali. And I thought, okay, let me get that pen out and start, you know, just to write a few pointers about what I wanted to create. And then I started to write about Pedro and then decided love was going to be at the heart of this story. And I actually found this book the most difficult book to write because I knew my audience was obviously young children, but I'd never written. So it was so difficult to articulate myself and kind of come up with children's vocabulary and all of that. And I think it took me about 6 weeks to write this story. And there was obviously a lot of chopping and changing. And I was then going on to Australia for a family wedding. And again, I was there for an extended period of time. And I would take the kids to the koala sanctuaries in Australia. And I thought, oh my God, the koala is just such a cute, cuddly animal. I should be writing about him. And so I decided to write about the koala. And I thought, hang on, like I've got an endangered Puerto Rican parrot, and then I've got a threatened species, which is like a koala. Would I be able to tie in all these characters and create like a series of stories rather than just one or two? And I don't know how it happened, but I decided to create 7 stories, you know, choosing an endangered animal from 7 continents of the world.
That's brilliant.
And then connect them. So in the last book of the series, you have all the 7 protagonists coming together to figure out what can really change the world, because the title of the series is Together We Can Change the World. And each book has like love, courage, compassion, gratitude, kindness, integrity, respect. So,
and I just saw that proceeds from these books go to a charity.
Yeah, so again, when I was writing these books, I knew that if that tiny percentage that I would decide to publish these books, I would donate all the proceeds to charity, not knowing how successful the books were going to be, whether I was going to publish it. And I did a little bit of research when I decided it was going to be published, and the publishers in the UK and France suggested that I tie up with Wildlife Vets International, which is an amazing boutique charity based out of the UK that support endangered animals across the world. So yeah, all my proceeds go to them.
So I know this book is for children, but I've read 2 already. So what impresses me the most as well is the way you've written this book has so many layers for kids. So it's through the illustrations, they're very easy, they're cute, they're attractive. It's so simple for children to read it at any time, as well as the last page has facts for children on the featured animal. So this one is, of course, the Puerto Rican parrot, which is Pedro, but you have the Bengal tiger, and there's so many facts that children can learn, and they're just so easy. The font is fun.
Yeah, when I was writing the book, I thought it was very important not just for a lesson to be learned, but for the children to also learn about that particular endangered animal that we're talking about. So it's very basic, fun facts about the animal, but it's easy for children to remember as well.
I just love all the layers to the book.
And the books are printed on FSC paper, which is Forest Stewardship Council certified paper.
Impressive, very impressive. Can you read a passage from the book?
Yes, I probably will read the last page on Tala the Bengal tiger. So the little girl is called Veera, and she's called Veera because in Hindi, Veer means courageous, and this book is about courage. Veera picked it up. It was a token in the shape of a puzzle piece with the word courage written across it. Veera held the token tightly in her hand. "Thank you for teaching me what courage means," she said, looking intently at the wall tangle of plants and trees of the mangroves, the home of the Bengal tiger. Courage does not always roar. Sometimes it sounds like a gentle voice inside, reminding you to face your fears.
I love that.
It ties in really well because through the book, little Veera is terrified of tigers. And at the end, she realized why she shares this deep connection with the tiger. So yeah, I think it's particularly pertinent in today's day and age where, post-COVID, people have developed so many fears. And I think it's a lesson not just for children, but for adults as well.
So if you're reading this book to your child, make sure you take a little bit of time to take in all the words and lessons. Now, as an author, what was the biggest challenge of getting that book published?
I think
it's a dream for every author.
I think it's finding the right publisher, and for me particularly is finding the right illustrator. Because I think writing a story is only the half of a story. And particularly with children's book, I think it's all about the illustrations. So, Sunita, who's the wonderful illustrator back in the UK, has done a fantastic job with putting life into these stories. And, through the illustrations, you can see the connection building up between the child and the endangered animal. So going back to your question, I think the trickiest bit of the book was finding the right publisher, and particularly because I'm not known, as a published author. Publishing houses get thousands of manuscripts every day. So I sent it to a couple, and a lot of them were very kind and responded back saying that, we'll put you in queue, we'll get back to you in a year. And then a friend of mine put me in touch with Little Steps Publishing, which is a publishing house in the UK. And yeah, they decided to take me on initially as a hybrid author, which means that I pay for the illustrations and I pay for the printing of books. But I do have good news, because after book number 1 was published, they've taken me on as a, traditional author or something like that.
That is so
now,
amazing.
yeah, they take it under their library of books and will publish all the books under their title.
So to collect all 7, how long does someone have to wait?
I think the last book will be published by the end of maybe about September 2023.
Wow.
Because it takes nearly 6 months for the illustrations to happen for each book. And I am working with 2 illustrators at present. So obviously the process is going to be shortened a little bit. So we'll have book number 3, which is Wanda the Blue Whale, coming out in May, followed by Bella the Bumblebee,
Cute.
which is going to be released in September. And then that will follow with Popo the Emperor Penguin. And then we've got, I think, just one more book, which is Gogo the Mountain Gorilla.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so we've got 5 books left. And so I think within a span of maybe 18 months, all 5 books will be released.
Bev, what does it feel like when you see kids reading your book?
Oh, the first feeling is that my heart bursts with joy. And I think it's just wonderful because the books really teach children what we teach children in the nursery, which is, embracing their superpowers, whether it's love, compassion, kindness, and all of that. And I think one of the big reasons why I wrote this book is because I wanted to spread the message to children outside the nursery. And our parents at the nursery have been extremely supportive, in being part of this journey with us. Because when you sign up at Homegrown, you're not just signing up to a nursery. You're signing up to join a community with like-minded people that, want to not just save the world, but want to be very present and, live a purposeful life.
Yeah.
And I think we've been blessed with the best parents and the best team as well, like the teaching team, which we couldn't have done this without them. So we are very, very blessed.
No, it is not easy to do what you have done and accomplished here, especially to make a real impact in the educational system here in Dubai. But these books are so impressive, and I'm so proud of you. If you're looking for a gift, this is what you need to get. Bev, thank you so much for being on the show.
Wow.
I just want to read this out. I mean, you can really change the world in a 7-book series. Together, we can change the world. Children learn how to transform themselves, but also through just key words and really learning about what courage is, integrity, kindness, compassion, and of course, gratitude, which is of course our favorite here on the show.
It's the most important thing, isn't it?
And learning at such a young age is actually the most important because you're really establishing that foundation.
Absolutely, because if we can inculcate these values at a very young age, and create a foundation for them, which is so strong, then I think despite them leaving the nursery and despite them, moving on to different parts of the world,
they're going to take this
absolutely.
They're going to take the skill set with them everywhere. So this is the book you need. For more information on Homegrown Nursery, Harmony House, of course, and of course the Together series, please follow the tags below. And of course, every episode will be up on our YouTube channel, Indigo Living UAE. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to continue to share stories of inspiring women across the region. Thanks for watching.